Hello everyone and welcome back. We'll be resuming some more Scarlet Hollow. Oh, I beg pardon. Bug is, apparently not the happiest right now for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Just one moment, please. Ah, there we go. I beg pardon for that. Now, let us resume our journey into this mystery. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. I'll wait for Tabitha. Just this once. Your cousin will probably be back any second. It's best to just stay put. You and Miles share an uncomfortably long moment of silence as Bo continues to shop. How are your dailies going? Oh. Miles doesn't dignify my question with an answer. You doing okay, buddy? Miles glances up at you, eyes narrowed. Don't talk to me like we know each other. You're just Kanika's weird friend. I don't even remember your name. Wait, I'm weird? What did I do? You're friends with Kanika. None of her friends are normal. Her bestie is that Stella chick. So yeah, you're weird. Miles turns to his phone. She looks very shaken. Tabitha bursts out of the tea room, tucking a pouch of herbs into her coat as she walks. She looks up at you in surprise. Wow. You actually stayed. I kind of expected you to go running off the instant I left you alone. And miss out on cousin bonding time? Tabitha sighs. If calling this cousin bonding time is what it takes to get you to stay out of trouble, sure. I've got a couple hours to spare. I'll pick us up some pop, and we can get out of here. I don't like lingering where just anybody could walk up and start talking to me. You know, as antisocial as that may sound, I have to admit that that's totally a mood. I mean, I'm right there, honestly. Now, I want to take a moment, before we go much further, to appreciate some of the little details here, like the stuffed snakes and the... Is that a mudkip? I'm not entirely sure. Kitties, teas, actual written-out dialogue and texts, like pulled from the Scarlet mine, authentic rocks, fresh pickles, 99 cents. Assorted mine balls? I don't know what that says. Local artists, $15, I assume is what that says. The founders of the store, I assume. Because we know that, apparently our ancestor was a founder, and, that wasn't a person I'd like to be associated with. Let's see. Snack and morsels. I don't know what that says. Can't quite read that. Coconuts. Sorry, I like to appreciate the finer details, like this closed sign. Tabitha leaves the store, motioning for you to follow. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on a quiet hill just off Main Street. The Scarlets own most of the houses out here. We rent them out to employees. Just more convenient, you know? Way to work up that passive income. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. It's nice to have a place where nobody can bother me. Now come on, let's make ourselves scarce before we're spotted. Your cousin pulls a heavy set of keys from her pockets. She picks out one marked with a bright strip of green tape and unlocks the door. Come on in. Don't worry, it's empty. Follow her. You follow your cousin into the model home. We haven't rented this one out for years. I come here to get away from it all? Does that make sense? It's kind of like a vacation home, but I don't have to travel. Anyway, make yourself comfortable and have a pop. There we go. I corrected that. Tabitha hands you a cream pop before settling in on the couch. Keen eye. This place clearly gets cleaned regularly, but it doesn't feel like a real home. It feels like a set piece, like you've both wandered into a play. And if you were to look at the walls from another angle, you'd see them as the two-dimensional illusions they really are. Talk about Tabitha. Is the estate stifling to you? Is that why you come here? Tabitha sips her pop, her expression suddenly heavy. I guess the estate has a lot of history. This place is so new by comparison, it's like the estate is full of ghosts, pressing down on me all the time, pressuring me to do what they want. Okay. When I'm here, I can imagine a life where I don't have to think about the 200 years of history resting on my shoulders. I can imagine just living as a bank teller or something, having a simpler life. Wait, why am I telling you this? Stop asking all these deep questions. It's not like you care anyway. I care, Tabitha. You shouldn't. You don't even know me. Here, can we try some of that tea you picked up? It smells nice. Nope. It's a sleepy time tea. You don't drink or want to drink that in the middle of the day. Do you actually like running the mines? No. But it has to get done. I've had years of Pearl Ann drilling that into my head. I can't trust anyone else to do my job, and if I don't do it, the entire town falls to ruin. Who cares if the town falls to ruin? Why is that your responsibility? Or, I'm sorry you never get a chance to live your own life. I mean, do you truly live your own life? Or do you live a life chained by obligations to other people, who in turn live their lives, which are bound by yet another set of chains? On and on it goes. Nobody is free. Hello, Daniel. Judging by your ... I hope this isn't too deep for you. Do you like living here? It's the only thing I know. You don't need to know or need to live somewhere else to know if you like it here. I respectfully disagree. Everything in life requires context to properly understand. And I don't have context here. You don't need context to know if you like living somewhere. I know I asked you earlier, but are you happy here? Be honest. Generally? No. I'm not. But I'm happy you're here. Do you ever get to travel? No. Before I took over, Pearl Ann was too busy to take me anywhere. Then when she retired and I became head of the company, I wound out in the same boat. It's not like anyone can fill in for you when you run everything. I'd like to go to the Outer Banks one day, but I guess that'll have to wait until I retire. If I ever do. Maybe this week we can go to go to the beach together. Yeah, maybe. I think I'd like that. I'm finally getting her to open up. Yay! Talk about family. What was your dad like? Don't know. He just up and left one day. Didn't want anything to do with us anymore, I guess. They never got divorced. Just separated. He probably couldn't be bothered to fill out any paperwork. Especially considering he would lose any and all claim to the Scarlet fortune if they were divorced. And he'd have to pay child support for a kid he couldn't be bothered to call on her birthday. Oh dear. I'm sorry. That must have been really hard for you. I don't really think about it. If he didn't want anything to do with me, his loss. What was Pearl Ann like? Okay, I guess you should know at least some things about the woman whose funeral you'll be attending. Hello, Zana. She was my mother. She was your mom's twin sister. Fraternal. They didn't look alike. Same with their personalities. Night and day, from what I've heard. Pearl Ann was a hard butt, but that comes with the territory. I mean, what else do you want to know? Did you two get along? No. That woman was a monster. How did she die? Sleep apnea. Okay. Can you tell... What do you think of Silas and those other old-timers? It's complicated. What's the matter, Daniel? Is this too much? They built the town. They built the mine. They're the whole reason you and I are here today. They weren't angels, I know that. But they're dead. They've been dead a long time. Talk about our relationship. I can't believe we're actually hanging out. Isn't that why you came all the way down here from Dreamscape? What kind of things did Pearl Ann tell you about me and my mom? It doesn't matter what she's told anyone about you. She's dead. And in a few days, we're gonna bury her in the ground. What do you really think of me? Your family. There's not much to say outside of that. You're a better person than you let on. Ha! Thanks for the vote of confidence. Are you coming ghost hunting with us tonight? Is that actually happening? Stella will be there, but so will Kanika. I doubt she'd be thrilled to see me again, but there's no point in arguing with you. If you're gonna get up to any paranormal stuff, I'd better be there to save your skin if it gets hairy. Count me in. Thanks for taking me out here. Almost forgot, it's Major Jimmy Day. Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Meet y'all there in half an hour. I totally blanked on that. Been having a weird/foggy morning. Wait, they're still doing the Major Jimmy thing even after last night? Do you think news has spread yet? But yeah, we should go see Oscar. See y'all soon. Somebody's popular. It's Major Jimmy Day? Or Mayor Jimmy Day. Ugh, what a ridiculous event. You know he's a dog, right? Did they fill you in on that little detail? We haven't had a human mayor in Scarlet Hollow since at least the early 1900s. We've been a dog mayor town since then. Well, aside from the fact we're running a corporatocracy, and you've been kind of thrust into the head of it, I suppose one could make the argument the dog isn't doing much worse of a job than, I mean, Tabitha takes another sip of her pop, smirking. Everyone knows it's our family that holds the power in this town. Still, sounds like it'd be fun. Even I can admit it's funny watching everyone fawning over the little guy in the mayor's getup. Yeah, count me in. We can finish our pop and head over. Yay! I can fix her! How do I look? It's been a while since I've been out in public like this. I'm kind of nervous. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see a furious one making a beeline for you and Tabitha. Becca slinking behind her. This must be her mother. Tabitha, someone's coming. What? Excuse me, Miss Scarlet. Can I help you? Becca stares at you from a distance as the furious woman tears into Tabitha. This must be her mother. What the hell do you think you're doing down here, grinning like a buffoon after everything that happened last night? A mine collapse almost killed my poor, sweet, innocent child, and you thought it was a good idea to retaliate by demoting my husband? We've gotten used to a new lifestyle. You can't just take that away from us for something that was your fault. Don't think I won't be pressing charges. Ugh, Mom, please, you're embarrassing me. Shut up, Becca. Mommy is advocating for you. You shouldn't talk to your daughter like that. It's bad parenting. No. You're here complaining about your husband being demoted? I almost died trying to help your daughter. The way I hear it, everything was fine last night until you showed up. So unless you want me to sue you as well, I'd keep your mouth shut. What legal grounds do you think you even have? There are signs, the place is boarded up, I did my legal duty, and you don't have a leg to stand on, so don't try to threaten me. Mom, can we just go, please? If I were you, I'd listen to your brat. You haven't heard the last from us. You'll see. The woman storms off just as quickly as she'd stormed in, Becca following at a distance. Dang it, she's right. I can't just hang out around town the day after something like that. It doesn't look right. I should be up there, even if it's just to oversee what's going on. If I'm supposed to run this place, I gotta get my head in the game. I can't slip up like this again. Tabitha sighs, straightening up. Her scowl returns. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you at the library tonight. Your cousin turns and heads back to her car, leaving you alone on Main Street. Reading adventure. Now this was the family member that was taken away, I recall. You enter the library alone. It's busier than usual, and a small crowd is formed in the corner of the main foyer. Hey, Fantasy! Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Fantasy to the mayor for, like, the entire time I've known him. It'll be worth it. Trust us. Alright, shall we? Oh, look. What a handsome doggy. Yep, he's a dog. Keen eye, and judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, Tabitha wasn't pulling your leg. Every mayor of Scarlet Hollow in living memory has also been a dog. Doggo, 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 doggo. I assume doggo. Why does Gretchen look so angry? You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And, unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen you spoke to following your encounter in the woods on Monday. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach. His doggy eyes shine with a curious intensity. What have you got? You got something. Something wet and nutty. Offer him a campaign contribution. Oh god! Did I just poison the dog? Oh no! The mayor's nose twitches eager. No, no! Oh no, the dog was gonna die! No! And Gretchen's so mad at me because I gave him the... Oh no, I'm so sorry, Gretchen! And he saw them in a flash, rippling through the plastic environment of soft-shelled legumes. Drop it, sir. Drop it. Oh, God! His security detail tries to tear him away, but it's too late. The peanuts are already eaten. Thank you for the generous campaign donation. Oh, hey, you finally got rid of those things. Thank God. You'd better hope those nuts settle well. If the mayor gets any tummy trouble after eating your disgusting pocket peanuts, They'll be hell to pay. Why, I never! Now you see what I mean? Not so much as begging before you dove right for the snacks. I've smelled those peanuts on you since day one. You never saw me become such an animal over them. Good morning, citizen. I don't believe we've met. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. I must apologize for my security detail. He has my best interests at heart, but he can be a little gruff at times. Hey, aren't you Deputy Franklin? Not when I'm off duty. The mayor scoffs. Off duty? The services you render for me are far more important than your police work. You still haven't found Duke's body. What are you even doing here? Like I said, I'm off duty, and I don't make a habit of discussing official police business with out-of-towners. And especially not with suspicious out-of-towners. Now, let's hear the stranger out. Tourism is a part of the town's lifeblood, after all. Mr. Mayor, there's something very serious going on in town. We need your help. Murmurs stir in the crowd behind as you relay the danger to the mayor. Of course, the pet disappearances. I've been made well aware of the situation. But what do you expect me to do about it? It's autumn. That's tourist season in Scarlet Hollow. I can't turn away the lifeblood of this town, not with the mind faltering the way it is. This is a very well-written game. Of course, the mayor would be interested in the politics of having to close down a town during tourism. Ooh, is that a death head moth? I think so. That's a scary ghost. I like that. There was a mine collapse last night. We don't need any more news of disaster coming out of Scarlet Hollow. Do you understand? So you know there are monsters laying eggs in the local animals, and you're just going to let it happen? Keen eye. The murmurs behind you intensify as you continue your conversation with the mayor. Laying eggs? Don't be ridiculous. I'm sure that whatever is causing these disappearances is just a bear or a mountain lion. We've all smelled them up in those hills. They'll move on soon enough. This is a southern town. Plenty of people are armed around these parts. They'll take care of the problem before it gets out of hand. And in the meantime, it's best not to cause a panic. I'm a pillar of this community. It's my job to project strength to my constituents. I've heard just about enough from you, Jimmy. Look at you, putting on a show in front of your adoring fans while the dogs of this town are snatched up by monsters in the woods, hoping the humans will clean it up for you. When are you finally going to do something meaningful for the hairier citizens of Scarlet Hollow? Now, Miss Gretchen, there's no need. Scraps would never have let these things prowl the woods for so long. And yet you sit back, waiting for the humans to notice, letting more innocent dogs suffer. You know, I almost lost my life to those things the other night, and my goodness, have you heard about poor Duke? Now, Gretchen, a lot of those were older dogs. It's fair of me to assume that simply went to the big farm upstate. Don't you dare talk to me about old dogs. She's got a good point, Mr. Mayor. You're dang right I do. Scraps would have been out in those woods the first sign of trouble, tearing out the throats of any creatures who dare threaten the dogs of Scarlet Hollow. Yet here he is, posing for the little rectangles like nothing is wrong in this town. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl. You're gonna pull a muscle. Mr. Franklin, I think now is a good time to dispose of this riffraff. Miss Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Fantasy, you've got to fill me in on the feud later. I've always been curious about why Gretchen always gets so fussy near Mayor Jimmy. Stella walks off, still struggling to hold Gretchen as she shouts insults back at Jimmy. Ingrate! Ne'er-do-well! You dog! Okay. Kanika is quick to follow. Follow them. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Fantasy. Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but she's in a better place now. Janie mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. Gretchen says she didn't vote for the mayor. The pastor goes quiet for a second, her face suddenly white as a sheet. The smile fades from his face as he stares at you intently, studying your expression. You too? He glances to either side before continuing. I thought I was the only one. Please come and visit me at the church soon. Seems like we might have a lot to talk about. Aw, he can talk to doggos too. Well, animals in general, but he hurries off, suddenly quiet and serious. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Wow. Wow. I was not expecting that. Wow. For a father, I mean... This gentleman certainly lifts and keeps in shape. You find them already talking to Oscar deep in the library. Are you sure we can't just get it over while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared crapless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Yeah, there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to make sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not going to waste it just because I'm impatient. Y'all are going to be the death of me. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. This is a pretty serious ghost infestation? Is that what you'd call something like this? Oh my and oh my god. What's going on, folks? Is everything okay? I believe it's called a haunting. But ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, we can call it whatever we want. Anyways, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need, so we need to set up should be set on preparations. The only thing you'll need to bring is an open mind. We have the power of friendship on our side. There we go. Heck yeah, we do. Shosu... What's going on? What's wrong? What's oh my for? I'm confused. If anime has taught me anything, it's that the power of friendship is unstoppable. That's a lovely sentiment. I'm sure Rosalina will at least be glad to know you all did your best to help her. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's? Absolutely. Come on, Fantasy, time to go bother our friend. I'm gonna get back to it. See y'all tonight. Time to go. So, about the mayor. Right, you seem to have some choice words for him. He's corrupt. That dog cares more about tourist money than protecting the town. You should vote for Scraps next election. That's who Gretchen supports. Yes, we'll go with that. The Stray? Love that guy. He just seemed a little less mayoral than Jimmy. But if he's got Gretchen's support... I've always liked Scraps. Gretchen's got good taste. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I think he comes off as a little weird because he shares my gift. But wait, you don't mean... Yeah, he corroborated some of the things the mayor told me. Okay, assuming for a minute that both you and Pastor Daniel have the magical power of speaking to animals, I don't think that's enough to explain how weird this guy is. For instance, I like you, and I don't like the pastor. Aww. I see an awe the moment a certain someone left the picture. Is that what that was about? I wonder how many people out there share your gift. There's so many implications. Especially if somebody can speak with animals and they pretend not to. Huh. I'm going to continue to pretend Fantasy is just really good at reading animal body language. I don't think I can handle many more shattering revelations this week. Oh, before I forget, I invited Tabitha to come ghost hunting. You invited her? Even after last night? I mean, if anything, I thought she was actually pretty helpful. Good call, Fantasy. I can't wait to hang out with her more. Kanika sighs. Alright, it happened. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the Mind Stevens show. Don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, she will show, and the two of you will finally get along. Head to Reese's. Alright, should we head out? The three of you leave for the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Hey! Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be fantasy. Beg pardon. Apologies. Needed to, get something to drink. You must be Fantasy, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I get all the fantasy updates. My goodness gracious, there's something that smells terribly off about that boy. Get away from my Stella, you fiend. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Are they here already? Something's wrong. I knew you'd show up early. Stella, sorry. And you brought the dog. Great. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. The dog stays outside. You know, this isn't at all, suspect at all. This isn't, concerning or worrying at all. But it's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I have some of those Easy Chew dog jerky stashed away. The gall! The gumption! This is a violation of my rights. But we go everywhere together. Do you want to come in or no? Kanika nervously tugs Stella towards her van. You keep her safe from that monster, Fantasy. You hear? You don't let a feather of harm fall on my darling Stella. Now what about you, Fantasy? Are you coming in? I trust dogs. Why doesn't Gretchen like you, Reese? No clue. She's always made a fuss around me. Reese doesn't do well with dogs. Now come on in. Let's get this over with. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile. Uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're too nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling I beg pardon. Unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt you'd be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool, we'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, staring out at their creator. Wow. This is some abject horror stuff. I wonder, is this guy a mystic? Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Your mom has told you everything about what happened the past couple days? There we go. Oh, she's told me all about what you guys found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility around the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to... There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple days, weren't we? Now, one thing I just kind of noticed. These ones here have their eyes covered in post-it notes. I wonder what that may mean. What are your thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me what they looked like, something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Yeah, blind. Definitely blind. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. I agree to disagree with you there. Those things are going to be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Who? You know, that guy's been following fantasy being all ominous? Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has I love Jason Voorhees. Vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he has to live up to the look. For all our sakes. Do you think the town is doomed? I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. They'd be riding on Main Street, and if Stella or Doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. But the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everyone. Or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. She's still terrible. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I'll pass, thanks. What are you sick with? Sorry, Reese. Fantasy is pretty direct. We don't have to talk about your illness, Reese. It's okay. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep my food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time, or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So, I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable, but one day I'll wind up in a pine box, just like everyone else. And I'm okay with that. Dang, Reese, I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic crap. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys. But you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine. Really. Surely there must be something that the doctors can do for you. The doc upstairs has consulted with a lot of specialists. I've tried a lot of medications. Sure, some am able to alleviate symptoms, but they always come with their own fun side effects. It wound up being a question of picking which set of discomforts I wanted to deal with. I settled on constant nausea and vomiting and a persistent itch I can't scratch. It's manageable. As long as I can still paint, I don't care. And hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it's just weird, like this. Reese pulls on this. Now, hold on. Those are some long fingernails. On the skin of his arm, it stretches unnaturally. Hyperelasticity. Kinda cool, right? Whoa! Does that not hurt? Nope, feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. That's quite a movie collection you got there. Got any Rex? Let me think. Well, have you heard of Shino-Chi? Death Blood? No. Saw it for the first time recently. It blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Oh. Nah. Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing? I don't think that's actually real. Okay. Dang, I'd usually be down for that, but we've got to head over to Oscar's after this. We promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina need our support now. I'll take a rain check on the movie, though. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tonight, or tomorrow night. Same goes for fantasy. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. Your art. It's exquisite. Thank you, Fantasy. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone. Especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feel like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. No way! It's rad and people compliment it all the time. You get a real following if you posted these online, you know. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella. Having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put out your art as a live stream during ghoul hours, what I want to be able to see what you've been working on. Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'll be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. So you go or three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. This school here is a tiny K through 12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks. Like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I'd rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here. But to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Want to go ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along. That'd be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Remain silent. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands. With soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by a pull of an odd door at the end of a hallway. It feels a little out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Is that? That kind of looks like Mal-O. Sorry. Something that reminds you of the dusty old tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. They all say open the door. Well, let's open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well? There's something compelling about this door. No, there isn't. Now wash your hands. Return to the door. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite to you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? Yeah, it's spaghetti. Papaya should be proud of Reese's mom's spaghetti. No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. I wish I could tell how Gretchen is doing. Yeah, the dog probably should be checked on it. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kid for 18 years. That might be a bit too on the nose. Let's talk about Reese. It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just come to terms with it. It's not the life I wanted for him, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to. Ow, jeez, Kanika, your boots are heavy. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like. It won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. We'll see how you feel in an hour. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. Bloody table? Bloody table. No. What exactly does he have? He has a combination of genetic diseases that give him a fragile immune system, among other things. It's too much to get into. A lot of technical terms that I'd have to explain. It's not good dinner talk, and it can't be pleasant for him to hear it again. So, let's drop it. I'm fine talking about it. I'd rather we talk about something else. Keen eye. Dr. Kelly's eyes briefly, nervously glanced towards her son before flitting back into a position of annoyance. You can't help but feel like what you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. Does no one in this town have two parents? Dr. Kelly's glare intensifies. Small towns are full of drama. People meet when they're young and restless, and it doesn't always work out long term. Plus, these hills are dangerous, and the job's even more so. Things happen. Not everyone gets some fairy tale ending. You can find happy endings anywhere, though. It doesn't have to be perfect, but people can still be happy if bad things have happened to them. Yeah, it might be a heart condition. I don't know. I guess living in denial is kind of happiness, sure. The danger. Have you seen any sick animals lately? I'm a doctor, not a vet. Didn't someone come in with a sick cow last week? Yes, but it's not like I examined the thing. I told them what I just told you and sent them on their way. You said it had lumps. Sure, it had lumps, but I assumed it was suffering from some cow disease, not something I've done much research on. I don't know how normal it is for a cow to be covered in lumps. You see a heart. Where is the heart? I do not see a heart. I'm sorry, I don't see the heart. Doesn't that sound like ditchlings? Are no farm animals safe from their devious clutches? Dr. Kelly, in Stella's footage it looks like there was something pupating inside one of Duke's chickens. I bet those lumps were on the cow. You really should have taken a look. You could have made discoveries previously unknown to the scientific world. Or, I could have spread some new horrible disease to my chronically ill son. I'll leave the discoveries to someone else. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody is making eye contact with anybody else. Strange illnesses suffering around town? What? No. Are you sure you haven't met with any miners who had any unusual symptoms? Anyone who seemed sort of drippy or strangely ominous when they talked? Oh, it's gone? Okay. Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're so concerned about the mind, why don't you just have Fantasy ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for you weird little investigation into nothing. Hey Daniel, welcome back. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Fantasy around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught some weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he'd use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Has anyone come in suffering from hallucinations? Not at liberty to discuss private medical information. Are you sure? Not even a little bit? It could help our investigation of strange going on. It's not like you have to name names. Investigation? Into what? A mine collapse? I think this is best left to professionals, Stella. Not someone who runs around in the woods with a camcorder. Judging by the police response so far, Dr. Kelly, I don't think it is. We saw some stuff down in the mines last night that I struggled to explain. Maybe if we knew if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak. But... oh, outside, okay. I'll keep an eye open. You were in an abandoned mine. The chances that you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Leave it at that and treat it as the accident as it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. You see any weird hairless creatures scurrying around in the woods? I don't tend to go wandering in the woods, so no. You don't have to go all the way to the woods. They've been coming to our windows at night. They've been... what? There are these things called ditchlings, and they've been preying on the local wildlife. In Fantasy, I found a whole nest of them the other night when we... oh, I see. There's some of your little zoological creatures. I know it sounds pretty out there, but I've seen these things in person. We're not messing around. They're out there, laying eggs in animals and doing God knows what else. And here I thought you finally managed to get an even head on your shoulders, Kanika. Sounds like Stella might have a bad influence on... oh, sorry. Sounds like Stella might be a bad influence on you. I know her little stories can be convincing, but it's only because she's managed to thoroughly convince herself. She's not making up stories. Neither is Kanika, and neither am I. All I have to do is look outside after dark. There have been more every night. They're all pale and doughy. And their faces, they're like sculptures of humans that didn't set right. I see. You stay up late, or too late, painting your grisly faces, so you started to see them everywhere. I'm sure what's outside is just raccoons or... stop. Stop doubting everything I say. Stop trying to rewrite things I tell you to fit what you think to be true. There's weird crap going down in Scarlet Hollow, whether you want to face it or not. The tension at the dinner table reaches a breaking point. Alright, that's enough. Dr. Kelly is interrupted by Reese before she had finished her thought. So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Fantasy is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone, just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have my friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can try to fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Dang it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Well, maybe if you hadn't gotten them all upset. Everyone get out of my house, please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. We can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I'm his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves, and I can assure you that right now he's very much not fine. Now leave. The three of you rush to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Do you either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? I could have sworn I saw genuine fear in her eyes for a second there. Are you sure she wasn't just being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on. And she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what it's like for both of them to go through. Dog time. If anybody's afraid of anyone in that house, Reese is afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. Oh, Gretchen. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting, we won't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in the small town now stands an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella's right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of the night is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. Keen eye. I also hear whispers. Before you enter, a pair of figures in a nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel that with every passing day, the ditchlings grow bolder. Enter the library. Just as exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Doggo back. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Shh! You can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now, it's our domain. Wow. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. It just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies, and paper for automatic writing matches and candles for rituals. Oh goodness, that was a mouthful. And you've got your spectre-sniffing compatriot at your side, too. This nose can sniff out any ne'er-do-well we might find, whether spirit or scoundrel. Aw, such a sweet pug. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what's going to come in handy. Wow. This is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Did you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we could go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. I have a bad feeling about this. There are ditchlings in the bushes outside. Milk. Milk. More of a water person, personally. Who knows how many more are lurking around here? That's concerning. Are we sure it's safe to be around them? If Sybil's right, we're only going to see more of them as time goes on. We can't let them get in the way of things. This town is one big supernatural death trap. I swear, it's not usually like this. It's a nice place, really, to visit most of the time. Just not this week, apparently. Oh my god, what's oh my god? Yeah, you can tell from all the shuttered storefronts and jaded residents. Maybe this place just has been a metaphorical death trap for a long time, and it's decided to be a little more obvious about it now. Oh, it's Zane again. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way he's gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane! Glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Four hands. Wait, 4 hands. Oh my. Or my, oh my. This certainly is a lot of humans for one little old ghost hunt. I do hope this means my dear Stella will be safe this evening, and that whatever foul creatures lurk in the shadows choose to prey on someone else. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go on ahead and that's everyone. Wait, what about Tabby? What about her? She's not here. Let's get started. I guess she can catch up once she gets here. I mean, technically we're all aliens in a way. Well, if y'all are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me. Hey, human. Kick ghost butt, okay? I miss my special tree. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction, connecting Oscar's house and the library. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I've been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! You didn't think you'd be doing this without me, did you? Rosalina, I thought you were at Alexis's place. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. She's really convincing. Oh, hi Zane. What's up? Yo! You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore, Dad. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost or whatever's been keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'd ever be able to feel safe in our house again if you knew what was in there. I mean, Zane's coming. It's not like tonight is an adults-only event. He's got a good point, Mr. G. Yeah, I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. Alexis and I can handle this. It's best to give this pup a chance to fare her obstacles head-on. Take it from an old soul like me. Ah, Gretchen, you're such a sweetheart. Whoops. Yeah, we can totally handle this. Okay. I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Who do you want to pet? Gretchen? Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. Oh, look at her. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the wall, and stacks of books sit comfortably on the wooden furniture. Keen eye. Aside from the painting on the floor, this living room feels too normal, too human, to be haunted. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera again in case it falls. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. It's just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. Seems I made it just in time. Let's get this show on the road. I don't have all night. Tabby! Great. She's here. Wow, Fantasy, you really brought the whole gang together today. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know. Yeah, I know. We all know. Fantasy, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? What? I like her. We're friends. Really? Yeah. So what? Like it's weird to be friends with your cousin? Wow, Fantasy. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get these two in the same room? This is amazing. Yeah, amazing. That's a word for it. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. I wonder if the ghost will even show us many people around. Oh dear, could someone please warm the air back up? My joints are creaking in this dreadful chill. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. The temperature gun actually says it's a couple degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the room. Whoa. A genuine cold spot. I gotta stab a pig for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am not gonna Scooby-Doo this. Alright, gang, I think we'll cover more ground if we split up and search for clues. Yeah, no. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Salutations, small ghost dog. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Scooby-Doo, we're coming after you. Something mystery. Yes. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Come on, ghost. Let's see some real action. Yes, Spirit, the sooner you show yourself, the sooner I can get back to my nice, warm doggy bed. Aw. Oh no, don't antagonize it. I don't think this ghost is friendly. How do you, know, though? If I were a ghost, I'd be mad chill. If you'd seen what I saw, I don't think you'd be saying that. That's an interesting point, though. What if ghosts are, or usually are friendly, and they're only terrifying because they don't know how to be anything else? Yeah, I know if I were a ghost, I'd just vibe. But what if my vibes were bad and I didn't know it? I shudder to think of the possibilities. What did you rope me into, Fantasy? Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's, head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. Holy crap, is that blood? Teen interests, many boys, new album. Huh, okay. You know, it might actually be looking out for you, this Jerry person. Just saying. That feeling again. Like in the mines. Like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Red tea. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Did you mean this massive blood stain? It stinks to high heaven. Yeah, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Have you seen your house? I don't see how that's relevant. Weird, I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. That stain is definitely paranormal. I scrubbed it out too many times to count and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrubbed out the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of a summoning ritual. I've never heard of a bleach-activated ghost before. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Whatever. How was I supposed to know that? Not everybody has to learn how to clean things. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Gretchen says it's a blood stain. Ghost blood. Or it's just a rusty pipe leaking all over their floor. I think that'd be a bigger problem than what Fantasy and Stella are suggesting. Have you all tried ripping up the carpet to see what's causing the stain? The government owns this house. There's no way I'm leaving a big red stain in their carpet. I made sure it was pristine every morning. Besides, I also kind of assumed it was ghost blood, which it is. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did it not occur to you there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? What if there's something written under there? Only one way to be sure. Oh. Are we digging? Let me help. This is my area of expertise, after all. Oh, dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it stained in reddish-brown. Keen eye. There's a broken seal around its edges. Whoever carpeted over this hatch didn't want anybody going down there. What if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. There's a broken seal around its edges. Somebody doesn't want us down there. Well, don't hurt your foot. Yeah, but how long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has got to be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least, we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You got a basement chock full of ghosts, I can just feel it. You know, last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in that basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and it leaked into the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red dirt. It's as simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. A nail? You stepped on a nail? I hope you're up to date on your shots. Well, you tested it wrong. It can't be blood, right? Kanika's right. You have a muddy floor, and that's why it's so cold in here. There's wet dirt under the house. Congratulations. We solved your ghost problem. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving till we know what's down there. I'm with Stella. This is my room, and I need to know what's down there. Have you considered that they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl in another dangerous crevices. Carpets are annoying. I'm going for it. You come into Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Is fainting some kind of weird family thing? Is there a genetic condition I need to be worried about? Not that I'm aware of. Nothing like this has happened before you got to town. Who knows what sort of nastiness was festering in that basement. Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it. Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? I must be misremembering things. Let's go. What if the others are passed out in Oscar's house or somewhere deeper in the library? Then going back for them won't do them any good. If they're not outside or in the library, we'll call the cops and let them take care of it. We don't want to wind up passing out again. We're of no use to anyone like that. The two of you cross the hallway and open the door. What in the Sam hell is this? Yeah, go get a bandage. I'm going to process this a moment because I have no clue what I'm looking at. What is this? There's that ghostly figure back there, along with all these animals and moving vegetation. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. This... Tabitha, please tell me I'm not the only one seeing the scratchy shadow in the distance. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Jerry, am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? Do you see the creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. Ew. Did we die? Don't be so dramatic. I think I'd know if we were dead. There's gotta be an exit somewhere, we just have to look. Wait. Do you hear music? Holy bejesus! Oh god! Movement stirs as the figure cloaked in shadows, right? Stella? Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Bark, bark. Wolf, bark. Why can't I not understand aggression? Huh? Is this what ghost hunts are usually like? Stella knows more about that than me. Right, Stella? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's word Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine? Eddie? You gotta be kidding me. Stella, are you okay? You don't look so good right now. You're just pranking us, right? I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. And you absolutely should not have shown up, or you shouldn't have shown up here of all the places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. I'm not scared of Father. Okay, what is this? Some kind of scene? Wow, great job. You got me. You can stop now. A flash of pain in Stella's eye tells you she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She's in agony. Arf, arf. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to the Western Front, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Shut up. Shut up! I'm more important than your responsibilities. Let's try to find an exit or something. I've had enough. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. I'll get you out of here, Stella. I promise. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Come on, we must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. We have to go after Stella. Absolutely not. We're not being drawn deeper into that weird garden, greenhouse, whatever it is. She yanks your arm, pulling you back the way you came. Where did the annex go? Let's try the door. But there can't be anything behind it. It's just standing there. You ignore her, walking forward and reaching for the doorknob. There's a lot to unpack here, isn't there? Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through. Tabitha anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Your cousin is cut off by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Great. She couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. Junior, pack your things. Quickly, hurry. Jeez, Rosalina, you scared the crap out of me. Maybe you should run him out on a rail too. Make an example of the whole family. Okay, I'll pack real good. Am I gonna have to deal with you doing this all night? Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully, just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh. The collapse. Junior leaving. Charlie returning. It's starting to come together. Great. Mystery solved. You can let us go now, ghosts. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Mommy, I'm scared. Make the bad man go away. Don't play along, Fantasy. Trust me, boy. The coppers aren't coming here tonight. What makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you work in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Continue listening. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones. Even better ones than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyways. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. We're in hell. We both died, and we're in hell. There's so many ditchlings here. Yeah, there are. These things are horrible. No wonder you're too scared to come back to the estate on Monday. Who did you call on the phone earlier? Friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? We know that we can't leave, and we're not possessed. At least, as far as we can tell. Whatever we saw in the room, at least happened right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop at some point, and maybe we'll figure a way out. Are we supposed to be Charlie? Is Charlie the ghost? Your guess is as good as mine. You're right. There's the only way to get to the end of this. Shall we? Yeah, let's get this over with. You and Tabitha walk up to where the pounding door used to be and step into the void. You're outside. It's night. A false moon looming massive over the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tiny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Ugh. What magic words do we have to say to let you to let us go? We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry. Charlie the dinosaur what? Oh, Barney. That's funny. One moment, please. Oh, jeez, that's not gonna get ever not terrifying. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Dang, how do you know I'd have the hots for Edwardine? Okay, gross. Stunning performance, by the way. I'm sure this is exactly how it sounded back in the day. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you youngins. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would have been if you'd just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? It looks like there's more to this haunting other than the collapse. I don't think I want to know about some fling my great-grandmother had. This is definitely TMI. It is leaking. And it really has nothing to do with me. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Has there been some kind of theme with the possessions? Like, who's playing that role? Stella was Edwardine. Rosalina, you seem to be the guy's mom. Alexis is some angry townsperson, and Kanika is some nosy old lady? If there's a pattern here, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it'll be clearer once we see the full ensemble. Yeah, maybe. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you. Not for anyone else bold enough to set foot outside the holler. Oh god, someone set up the mine collapse, didn't they? Someone set it up to get rid of him, so, oh? Okay. Kanika mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. The symbolism of these rooms could be helpful. I think I can parse some of it. Whoops. Hold on. Is there a history on this? Dialogue history, there we go. The flies and the flowers can symbolize something that looks like it could have been sweet, but is actually rotten. Do you know what some of this other stuff is? No. And I don't see how that helps us. It's obvious that no one should trust this lady. I mean, just listen to the way she talks. Can you put on something to kill some of the paint? I don't need a fly-infested flower to tell me something is up with her. This is where you'll find them. You'll need her there. Then read what I've written down. And be careful. Good luck to both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we can do here until we get to the end. Or until we die. Whichever. Both the two of you leave. Or before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. What the crap? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but that resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Hey, Wayne. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Hey, Wayne. You want to help figure this out with us? Don't talk to it. Let fantasy speak. I'm no enemy. Don't listen to it either. Jerry, yes. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, fantasy. Why can't you do as I ask and stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella. Is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon. If she makes it out alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along. Stella. So Wayne is connected to the ditchlings. He knew something about them. I don't know anything about that, and I don't care to find out. But if that gets you to stop engaging him in conversation, then sure. He's connected to the ditchlings, and he's super evil and bad, and talk to them will definitely curse you. Or whatever it is those things are supposed to do. Oh, goodness. There's a lot of alcohol bottles. I think these are alcohol bottles, but definitely bottles. The two of you step out from the underbrush into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. Ugh. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in the center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. I don't know how to pronounce Asoro. Is that close? So Oscar is Charles Sr. Yeah, Charles Shaw Sr. You should probably know about him by now. Everyone in Scarlet Hollow knows about him. But they don't know about his son. No, they don't. This is honestly the first thing I'm hearing about the guy. Dang it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that danged snake Enoch went behind my back. Oh, what bullcrap. What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather. He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. Besides that, I don't actually know anything about the man. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have to run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. I won't sneeze. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our names is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. I don't know. Maybe you are a murderer. It seems like you killed yourself. It seems like you killed yourself. I couldn't agree more. Dang it, boy. I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back. At the very least, show that Enoch bastich what for. I promise. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. This ghost is so full of it. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. Oh, goodness. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. Oh, Gretchen. I think I'm gonna be sick. Yeah, Oscar deserves better. Yap, yap, yap. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. You got me near the end, right? The music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Yeah, I think you're right. What a creepy scene to end things on. I can't believe that ghost is making Stella humiliate herself like this by doing a baby voice. It's embarrassing. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't squash it. Though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Oh, so that's why everyone's been moving so weirdly when they've been possessed, right? He's got a thing with puppets. He sure does. A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, could we go to the towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Oh, I'm sorry you're upset. I do like him. He doesn't deserve that. I wish I could go back in time all those years ago and tell him what we know. Me too. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. You can see the tiniest shimmer of tears in Tabitha's eyes. She blinks, and they're gone. There. Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave? Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you and Tabitha can get in another word. I feel like we're missing somebody. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. I'm opening it. You carefully step towards the trapdoor. It creaks open, all on its own. Oh God, this is much worse than opening it ourselves. You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. Oh God, it's none of those things. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it was that Enoch did, we can undo it. Oh dear. We can be happy to get... Oh jeez. Eddie? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh God. I'm so sorry. Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up. There's nothing here. This place is completely empty. Did you see the tear running down her cheek at the end? She was conflicted. I didn't, but that's a good point. This whole thing isn't very fair, you know. We only saw one side of the story. True. Maybe this has more to do with Enoch than Edwin. Or, well... Isn't the one side of the story what the Scarlet's been giving since 1918? Well... True. Oh yeah, okay. He was mentioned in passing, or passing quite a few times. Yeah, maybe. Oh, we're about to be judged. Ah, what now? Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? Yes. What? Don't answer it. You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die. Please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years, to pay for the years that were taken from me. What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. No, it's absolutely not fair. You've got to be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullcrap! And what happens if we refuse? Then I will stay. I will stay until I get what I'm owed. I don't understand. You will live a shorter life, and I will finally be satisfied. I will have justice. I will finally die. I will leave this house at last. How much shorter would my life be? You aren't seriously entertaining this thing, are you? That isn't for you to know. Just as it wasn't for me to know. One day, sooner than you like, you will die. The sentence has been handed down. Make your choice. I hope I didn't come too late. Mom? All of you had better get out of here before the spirit regains its composure. This is certainly a strong one, isn't it? Don't worry about the others. They're safe. I got your call, Tabitha, but it was definitely not easy getting down here. Get us out of this pit, Sybil! Tabitha, I don't think it's wise to leave something like this where anyone could stumble across it. Why is that our problem? It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. You're the eldest cousin. You're the one who's actually lived in this town. It's only right. Absolutely not. We should just leave. I'm not giving in to the demands of some dead guy. I'm not leaving before I put this thing to rest. You take a step towards the spotlight. As you move forward, you feel Tabitha's hand on your shoulder. Fantasy, what are you doing? It's okay, Tabitha. This is what family's for, right? Sybil is right here. Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I don't recommend eating crystals. I do not mind sacrificing some of my time to ensure the peace of another. Oh no? Oh jeez. Bye, buddy. I sincerely hope that you can rest in peace. For the first time in feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it pressing in on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Claw your way out. Your arms tear at the earth until they break through into the air. Look back behind you. As you gasp for breath, you take a look into the pit behind you. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken, at the bottom of the pit. You're only able to maintain your gaze for a moment before exhaustion overwhelms you. With the last of your strength, you hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death. Oh, no, no, no! Fantasy, what happened to you? You look awful! It's done, Tabitha. If you have any regrets, keep them to yourself. You try and think of words to say, but you're still delirious what happened to you, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts. Come along, Fantasy. Let's get you home. You quietly walk towards the stairs. Tabitha rushes to your side to give you a shoulder to lean on as you walk. You're outside. It's real this time. The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library. Your lungs wheezing as if you'd run a marathon. You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed there. I don't know if he's here. I'm gonna go wait by the car. Just let me know when you're ready to go home. Your cousin walks off before you get the chance to respond. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality? I've got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina. See ya, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what y'all were planning to do. How are we supposed to know it'd be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurts. Everything is so... Kanika stops mid-sentence as she realizes what's happened to you. Oh my god. Fantasy. You poor thing. Fantasy, did you... Just taking responsibility for something that should have been dealt with decades ago. Is our house safe? There's nothing there now. Fantasy took care of it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It had never been like that before. I can't believe Tabitha let you do that. It's outrageous. If anyone should ever paid a price to put that ghost arrest, it should have been her. You don't even live here. You're barely even a Scarlet. It's just... it's just so unfair. I agree. It is unfair. But I did my best to sway her, and what's done is done. There's no use dwelling on things. Kanika takes a deep breath and sighs. You know, Fantasy, the salt and pepper look is good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. Kanika. Sorry. Just trying to be positive. Stella's way better at it. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost, and she's just standing off by herself. It'd be a normal reaction for anyone else who'd just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. Hey Stella, are you okay? What? Oh. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll see you guys later. She hurries off down the road. I I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time. What if she's still possessed? Like, maybe the ghost left a piece of itself in her before I got rid of it. I think she's just having a hard time. Should we go after her? The spirit is gone, Fantasy. Your sacrifice made sure of that. Whatever is bothering Selena right now is entirely mundane in nature. I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt it'll change just because someone goes chasing after her. If anything, it'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I ran into Wayne into one of those rooms, and he vaguely threatened Stella if I kept poking around. Wait, are you serious? Should we be worried about her? He also crushed a ditchling with his bare hands. It was pretty scary. That's just another reason we should keep our distance. Stella's smart. Hopefully she'll be okay. There's a lot of faces in chat right now. There was someone else in there? But it's my house. Rosalina and I live there. Did he say anything else to you? We don't need to trouble Fantasy for any details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen? You actually tried pretty hard to warn us about things, Oscar. None of us took you seriously enough. Well, I should have done a better job warning you. I should have known how bad it could have gotten there. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come with us. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just going to sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was going to make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. I know you've both had a difficult time of this, but the storm has passed. Things will get better from here. There was another carving in there. I wonder if those things are tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Yeah, I wonder. One is a coincidence, but two of them on back-to-back nights? I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. Have you been finding carvings around town? That's a lot of emojis. I'm sure everyone here could stand around theorizing about this, and that all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Were you all conscious the whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Though none of them technically gave any of their years away, you can see how exhausted they are. How unsettled. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we remember everything. At least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. What was it like being puppeted? They all glance away. It hurt. Why did I make the kids stay behind? I can't believe I let that happen to them. Dad, this might be the overwhelming pain and exhaustion talking, but shut up. I love you. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? I had no idea what I was going to say until those words were spilling out, but I remember each and every one of them. It's like they were burned into my memory. You poor souls. I can't begin to imagine what you've been through. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea. There's no context. Nothing. But sorry. Sorry for what? But there was a weird feeling. Like an overwhelming guilt. I was so angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I felt... I don't know how to describe it. Well, you don't need to be sorry. I felt powerful. We should probably get going. It's starting to get chilly out, and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. So perhaps the person she was channeling was the person behind all of this mess. Don't be a stranger, and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you. All of you. Again. Break up. What do you mean break up? I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Fantasy? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your shoulder, holding you back a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what's happened to you. But let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room tomorrow, or sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Fantasy. Sybil leaves, and you catch up to her daughter. Keen eye. You can't help but overhear snippets of their conversation as they leave. My whole body hurts, Mom. What was that? And I want a better answer than a ghost. It was a spirit, dear. I've never been a fan of the word ghost. You'll be alright. Let me get you some of that specialty. It's been working well, don't you think? I think ibuprofen would be better, but I gotta admit the tea's been nice. I'll put the kettle on as soon as we get home. Time to wrap things up here. Go to the estate. As soon as you get into the car, the exhaustion of the night's events overwhelm you. The ache in your bones becomes a dull throb as your body sinks into your seat, and your eyelids pull shut as if weighted by lead sheets. We're back. Did you need me to carry you inside? That'd be really nice, actually. It hurts to be alive. Your cousin sighs. Okay. Your cousin walks around to the passenger door and does her best to drag you back into the foyer. You're back inside. The chill of the night breeze is a little better here, but your legs are numb with exhaustion. Well, we're back. I have to imagine you want to bed, or get to bed. Do you think Stella's okay? She wandered off back there. I'm worried about her. She has an uncanny way of bouncing back from things. She'll be fine. I'm far more worried about you. How did you call Sybil? Who else should I have called? The cops? I believe you've seen their competence on full display. Besides, you've heard that old woman talk. If anyone in this town would have known how to deal with a ghost, it would be her, right? Okay, I'm calling it here. You've got to get to bed. You look like death. You find yourself unable to object. Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral 4 more days. That's all. And then the bus comes. I'd like to stay in touch after all this is done. Maybe we could do that. It's been kind of lonely, being the only Scarlet in our generation. It would be nice to have someone else in the family. We'll see how things go. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow. Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly you're just there, buried in your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw, Jr. has been put to rest, at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. This is the end of episode 3. Thank you so much for playing. We hope to have episode 4 released by the end of the year. Alright, folks. I do believe that this is the end of the game as it stands. Thank you all for joining me. Abby Howard and Tony Howard Arias, sorry, I don't know. Brandon Boone, Amanda Williams, Abby Howard, Migalaski, Kemscott Roman NF, Nixfont.com, Amatic SC by Vernon Adams, Tony Howard Arias, Lucia Artamales, Jessica McEnvy, Atticus Jackson, Trina Enig, I'm sorry, on banjo, Phil Mikalaski on guitar, Dan Zapula on guitar, and of you, the player. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Oh, I don't know, I beg pardon. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for joining me. This has been exciting, and I seek to continue to try to provide more fearsome content up until I'm no longer available this month. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.